good evening from the very first night of Halloween Horror Nights. We're here a little bit early because we are going to be doing Stay and Scream, which, because we have an annual pass, what we do is we come into the park a little bit before the close of the park, and then we can hang out in the park and wait until they open it up for Halloween Horror Nights. So we'll be able to get into a house or two a little bit before the crowds start to shuffle in, but we will miss the opening ceremonies, which are the stage show or the show that happens right here on these arches on the way in. But we'll definitely be back to see that. We're going to try to get the best view that we can get of the opening ceremonies. That would mean waiting at the front gates for hours and hours, and I think tonight is more about getting in there and getting into the houses. So let's do it. Let's get started. Let's start our Stay and Scream experience. You can see there are already people waiting. It is about 2 in the afternoon. The event doesn't start until 6, but people are already waiting out by the gates, waiting to get a first glimpse of the opening ceremonies. And something that's new about this year is they do have speakers out here, so it'll be a little bit easier to hear. Normally, they would kind of like put the speakers out here in front of the Sweet Shop or the Universal Studios store. But this year, they've moved them out for a little bit better audio quality for the people waiting outside of the gates. Also, they have moved these arches forward. Last year, they were backed by that sign that says Minion Land, so we should have a better view. There's also a platform up here for Dr. Oddfellow, this year's icon, to be able to walk along and perform the opening ceremonies. As we make our way into New York, this is one of the Stay and Scream locations over here by Finnegan's, and in this area, there will be food available, but also these are the stanchions for people to line up in order to get into the house first from their Stay and Scream location. As we're starting to try to figure out where we enter in the Stay and Scream area, we can see a large group of people over there across the way in front of Transformers. That is sort of the holding area for when they're going to let people into the New York area. So this is a holding area for the Stay and Scream that will then enter into the holding area for the Stay and Scream. But the good news is, once we get into the second holding area, it will have food. So the line for Stay and Scream to get into the holding area for the Stay and Scream starts back here, sort of near the illumination area, across from Bumblebee here, and stretches all the way around Transformers and around the front. Yeah, you can see the line turns the corner here and just heads into a mass of people. Also, every year during Halloween Horror Nights, they turn off a few letters in Mel's Drive-In, so now it says Mel's Die-In. But unfortunately right now, Mel's Diner is closed for remodeling. So they have a kiosk out here where you can get some Mel's Diner items. And you can see here, Mel's Die-In, they have the peanut blutter burger. Sounds so good. Oh, this is one that we had, and it was good. There's another Stay and Scream location over in Springfield, and this is the line trying to get into that Stay and Scream location. Ooh, it's a big one. So after much deliberation, we have determined that we're going to try to get into the New York Stay and Scream area, because what we'll do is we'll go through one house, and then we'll just start doing scare zones while it's still kind of lighty out. And then we have Express, so we can go through the rest of the houses as the night continues or progresses. So we've got 3 Stay and Scream areas this year: New York, Springfield, and Richter's out there in the San Francisco area. All right. Officially wouldn't be the opening night of Halloween Horror Nights without a little bit of rain. And the rain has already started. We all just had a bit of a scare. Lightning just struck either Horror Makeup or Mel's. It was very close, very loud, close enough that we could feel the surge in the air. Kind of gets to your bones and gives you the chills a little bit. It's fun, but it has slowed down raining, so I think we're going to go check into our Stay and Scream now with our umbrellas. There's definitely, oh, there's the Springfield Stay and Scream over there, kind of overflowing into Central Park. And we're headed into the New York area. So Stranger Things, this is the line for Stranger Things. It ends down there and it starts to head this way. Then it heads down here towards Transformers, goes back behind Finnegan's here, comes back out by the stage in this scare zone, goes out in front of Jimmy Fallon, does some switchbacks, and then it will be let in. So it hasn't let in yet, like they haven't opened it up yet, but looks like it's gonna be a very long wait for sure. Looks like they started to move the Stranger Things line and get it queued up in its final location just to kind of clear the streets a little bit. They haven't started setting up anything for any of the scare zone stuff. There are some like queues happening. So I do want to take this point in the video to say we are heading into Halloween Horror Nights. There are going to be gory situations. There's going to be strobing lights. There are going to be scary things. So if that's not your vibe, if you're not into that, turn off the video right now, because it's about to get spooky. There it is. They've started to bring out the set pieces. Oh, they haven't uncovered the body inside yet. It's kind of interesting that it has the fork picks on it, but they didn't do the fork picks. They brought it out with the wheel, like chucks. I don't know what you call it. This is where we put it. I guess that was just to move it around backstage, maybe. So now we are heading out into the scare zones. But there are no actors out in the scare zone, so we're gonna hit some houses first and hope that this rain eventually stops and the scare zones will come out and we will be able to experience some of the scare zones. I'm very confused as to what's happening. There's a large group of people heading out from this direction. Nobody really explaining what's happening or how to get into a line for a house. So Stranger Things says it's only 25 minutes, and that's what I think we're going to try. So I don't think that Yeti was open. I think that The Exorcist was the next one that was going to open. So The Exorcist is a 10-minute wait right now that way, and Stranger Things is 25 minutes. Oh, there's a corn dog at the Last of Us booth here. Let's see, Dueling Dragons and Stranger Things. Okay, let's start off with Stranger Things. We'll start off with the longest wait first. It says it's only 25 minutes right now. We'll see when we get there. They've really started setting up everything for these scare zones. Oh no, he got stabbed with a guitar neck. Oh man. Oh, she didn't do so good on the Moog. Let me jump out and show the sign really quick. We're going into Stranger Things. It still, hey, how's it going? Going into Stranger Things. It still says 25 minutes. All right, we're in line for Stranger Things now. We are in the express lane. The standard queue is to our left, but it does feel kind of like a lighter night. Like there's not as many people here. I have a feeling once the rain lets up, then it'll be party time. There'll be a ton of people here. All right, we just got out of Stranger Things 4, and man, was that fun. That was really, really good. Like if you enjoy the show, you're pretty much in the show right there. It starts out with Chrissy wake up. Chrissy wake up. And as you're walking into the mobile home, you can see there's a projection on one of the outside windows of like Chrissy floating up to the ceiling, and then when you get in, she's up on the ceiling all disfigured like when they find her. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild stuff in there. And then also, every time that you turn a corner, boom, you just got Vecna'd. There were so many Vecnas in there, and you got to see the scene where Eleven makes Vecna by like, with the part where her memory had been like regressed so far that they had to like bring it out of her, and then she remembers he was being mean to the other kids, and then she ended up like blasting him into the wall, but he killed all the other kids, and then she blasted him into the wall, thus blasting him into the upside down and creating Vecna. So it was pretty amazing. You got to see Master of Puppets. You got to see Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. A lot of really good references. I can't wait to go through again because we're heading into a cast change. So I want to see more of it. So far, I know this is the first house that we did, but like high standard from here on out. All right, I think we're just gonna start making our way towards the front of the park. Actually, should we go to the front of the park and try Blood Moon first? And then head out here to The Exorcist? So the event is officially open and people are starting to funnel in right now. Yeah, so we came up to the front of the park, right next to the Universal Studios store and right next to Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. We're gonna do Blood Moon Dark Offering. This is actually one that I was most excited for. Pretty interested in it. Oh yeah, this is the indoor queue for Blood Moon. So if it were a rainy night as it was earlier, it's still kind of drizzling out, but I would definitely head to Blood Moon Dark Offering in order to try to stay out of the rain. We just got out of Blood Moon Dark Offering. Look at this ridiculousness out here. It was a fun house. I really like, so when you first walk in, you can see the Blood Moon. And at different times throughout the house, you can see it up above the entire scare maze. So that was really neat that you're able to see it everywhere that you go. There was one moment that I thought was particularly neat, where you look up at a building and you can see the Blood Moon reflected in a window. And I thought that was a fantastic, I don't know if they did it on purpose or if it was just by chance that that happened, but it was really cool, a really cool effect. For the most part, this was like a typical Halloween Horror Nights house. A lot of gore, a lot of people jumping out at you with knives. Kind of felt culty because they do this whole like sacrificial thing. I like this one scene where they kind of dismembered a corpse and kind of filled it full of fall offerings like pumpkins and wheat. It was like a cornucopia. Cranberries were in there. It was really fun and neat. Like the story is their crops are running barren. They're not able to survive because they can't grow anything. I haven't had rain this season, so I'm having a hard time keeping the colony surviving. This is a colonial type house, like in the 1800s. and so they're having a hard time with it. And so there's one group that is saying, it's because of the moon, like the moon god, the moon being is what is, like they're mad at us. So they're looking for a sign, and the blood moon happens, and they're like, aha, that's it, that's our sign. Praise be to the blood, or to the moon person. And so all of the people that were, you know, calling them out, saying like, what the heck, you guys are lunatics, that's what they call them, lunatics. They're like, that's it, this is our sign. You all must, like, all non-believers must die, lest we all die. So that's the storyline. It was neat to see the different, like, things that they were doing and the different ways that they were killing people. Some of them seemed a little bit ridiculous. Like there was one lady that was kind of strung up, and they put candles all over her, like she was like a candelabra. And I was like, that seems like a bit excessive. Like, why would anybody set that up? But I don't know. I'm not like in the colonial era with the moon people. All right, heading into The Exorcist Believer. I like this. Only in theaters on October 6th, because he was going up against the Taylor Swift movie on October 13th. And so he decided to change it to October 6th. All right, so we just went through The Exorcist Believer, and it was a good house. Like, it was enjoyable to go through, but I didn't have any connection to it because it is based off of a movie, but that movie hasn't come out yet. So like, I don't know. Like, so the idea is that there are two of them now. So two girls go missing, nobody knows where they went, and then they come back out of nowhere, possessed by something. The something that is possessing them keeps kind of popping out at us as we go around. It's like a big horned guy with like multiple eyes, like a demon, right? But I don't know who that is. And I understand, like, if we hadn't seen the movie for Exorcist, you could still go through Exorcist. And there were some themes, like you could see there was one scene where a girl was like vomiting blood up at the ceiling, and it was kind of raining down. There was a very wet scene. There were a lot of neat little like kind of callbacks to the original Exorcist where you could see their inspiration from the original Exorcist. But I still think that that, for me, was the weakest house that we've been through so far. We have only been through 3, but for me, that was, and I wouldn't say weakest, that was like my least favorite. Just because I have no connection to the source material, especially when you're using the name The Exorcist, like the big franchise, The Exorcist. You want to like see the original Exorcist. And I'm sure my thoughts will change after the movie comes out, maybe after I see the movie, because I'll have more of a connection, understand the storyline as to what's happening. Like, who's the demon? Why do we start out sort of in like a marketplace area with like pigs and stuff? Hey, how's it going? Where there were like pigs, and then we like find the 2 girls in a stall, and then I don't know, it was strange to try to follow the storyline. Once you got into the actual Exorcistness, where they're like, oh, these are just two little girls possessed, yeah, it was great, because like you're seeing them, they're coming after you, they're writing their names, they're writing mother on the wall, and poop smelled like poop. You know, that sort of stuff is happening. But I wish I could follow the storyline better than I could, because it's not really explained in the story because they're following the movie, whereas the movie explains the story. Alright, let's go get a weird hot dog. Next to the entrance to The Exorcist is this Eats and Treats booth, where we're going to be getting Dr. Oddfellow's Carn-Evil Dog. Red hot dog in a confetti hot dog bun, Kool-Aid pickles, bubblegum mustard, and potato sticks for $10.49. Sounds gross. Well, let's give it a try. Oh my gosh. The only thing I'm really concerned about is the bubblegum mustard. It sounds so disgusting. We also got the sour apple pie funnel fries for $9.99. Sour apple seasoned funnel fries topped with apple pie filling, and then sour apple ice cream, and then streusel. We just got the ice cream on the side though. I know, I eat hot dogs, what I do. I'm not looking forward to this. It's a confetti bun, so I think it's a sweet bun. The thing that, like I said, the thing I'm looking forward to least is the bubblegum mustard. Let's try it. There's so many weird flavors in there. You get bubblegum a lot in one bite. Well, first bite, it's like, first thing you taste is hot dog. Then you get bubblegum, then you get mustard, then you get Kool-Aid, then you get the sweetness of the bun. Very strange. I wish that the potato sticks kind of stuck out more, but they don't. But I wish that they did. Oh God, there's like an aftertaste of bubblegum. But like I said, I do enjoy a unique offering at a theme park. I think this is tied for me with the pickle shake from Epcot as being like, oh good, let's do that. Let's experiment some more, but like, gross. All right, now we're going in for the funnel fries. The sour apple funnel fries. Let's give it a try. So far normal, just tasted like apple pie funnel fries to me, like funnel cake fries with apple pie filling on it. It's supposed to be sour. Where's the sour? The streusel? Oh. Okay, they made the apple pie filling sour by putting like citric acid in it. So it tastes like a sour candy a little bit. I don't hate it. Kind of like it as a matter of fact. Pretty good. Better than the hot dog, that's for sure. All right, it's supposed to be sour apple ice cream too. We got it on the side. Whoa, that's the sour apple. That tastes exactly like a green Granny Smith apple. That is amazing that they were able to get that. A little bit artificial though, there at the very end. Like a little bit of an artificial flavor, like sour apple candy at the very end. But when you first bite into it, yeah, it's like you're biting into a sour apple, like a green Granny Smith apple. Pretty good. Oh yeah, I want to try that. I want to dip a funnel cake fry in there. Let's see. Oh, it was like a motorcycle fart. Did you hear it? It's pretty much melted because it was taking us like 2 minutes to eat. I'm glad we didn't get the ice cream on top of the funnel cake fries. I think the funnel cake fries are better without the ice cream, but the ice cream is an interesting flavor because it really does taste like a sour apple until the end, then it tastes like a candy. That's weird. I like it. It's fun. All right, before heading into the next house, we're gonna stop off and get some more food. Oh, the line for Surfer Boy Pizza is pretty long. Let's have a look and see what it is for the Yeti one. So we're trying to decide between Surfer Boy Pizza, or we can get the Surfer Boy Hawaiian, a very classic pizza, or Yuri's favorite, chocolate cake with peanut butter mousse and Reese's Pieces. Sounds amazing. Ooh. Surfer Boy cheese, Surfer Boy vegan. Oh, look, they spelled vittles differently. Oh, okay, well there you go. Let's see here. Bloody Campground poutine, we had that before, and it was pretty good. The vegan one was better, right? From what I remember. So we've had these before, so I think we might try for Surfer Boy Pizza. All right, the line was pretty long, so we decided to skip it for right now. We're gonna head down over here to this Fedra camp, get a Last of Us. I think it's a corn dog. That was something that wasn't at the Taste of Terror. So we came over by the Fedra food carts here, and there were just like 3 different things that you can get. You can get twisted taters, you can get an infected, which is like a twisted tater with some like mushroom seasoning on it, and then there is a corn dog that you can get. And I was like, oh, the corn dog, that's what I want. It's Korean corn dog with cordyceps crispy potato sticks, truffle cream, and daikon sprouts. And I was like, yeah, let's get that. And he goes, just so you know, if you get 2 different things, you have to wait in 2 different lines. So the line for the twisted tater, which I got, which was just the infected twisted tater, was very short. The line for the corn dogs, like that back behind me is the line for the corn dogs. It is long. After you pay for it. It does look pretty awesome though. Like cordyceps corn dog, Korean cheese dog with cordyceps, crispy potato sticks, truffle cream sauce, and daikon sprouts. That sounds really good too. We'll have to come back and try to get when the lines are shorter. After you purchase your corn dog, then you get in this line over here, and there's another wait to get the corn dog to pick it up. So this is called the infected tater, fried spiraled potato with mushroom emulsion and porcini powder, $10.49. It looks ridiculously good too. Let's give this a twisted tater a try. Smells very good. It smells very mushroomy. That's nice. It is very mushroomy and very delicious. Yeah, that's good. If you're a fan of mushrooms, this is where it's at. Salty, and like, you get that feeling on your tongue where it's kind of like a little explosion of flavor in your mouth. But I do suggest trying to eat it as quick as possible. We had a hard time finding a place to sit down and like get a table and stuff. So now it's cold, but if you can get this one, it's like hot and crispy. Whew, this would be a superb Halloween Horror Nights treat. We're done eating now. We're gonna head over and do Dueling Dragons and Yeti Campground Kills. Then we'll head into the scare zone, start having a look. Hopefully it'll have dried out enough for the scare actors to be out. Like I said, we're headed back to Yeti and Dueling Dragons, just passing by Stranger Things. 115-minute wait. Looking at Dueling Dragons, choose thy fate. There's a sign out here that says it's an 80-minute wait. The digital sign is not currently working. Cash change happening. Everybody's cheering for him. All right, so we just got out of Dueling Dragons. Wow, what a fun like nostalgia trip that was. It felt like we were in the queue for the old roller coaster Dueling Dragons. Also, 2 giant dragons in a gigantic room. It was amazing. Like, I got a lot of scares. There was just a cash change, so there was kind of nobody in front of us. So it was just like coming out of me, coming out of me, coming out of me. A lot of fun. Like, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed how around every corner there was a different ice person or a different fire person or like an ogre. There was like a Rapunzel almost, or somebody up in the tower of the castle that had been shot with an arrow. And then also at the end, you got to choose which way you go. We chose fire, so we went to the fire side, and it ended up that the fire dragon, or the fire like warlock, killed Merlin. He had Merlin's head at the end, and then he won. The entire time, the 2 warlocks, Blizzrock and Tyrock, the fire dragon and the ice dragon, are trying to get Merlin's spellbook. So the path that we took, they got Merlin's spellbook, and that was the end of it. So I can't wait to go through it again and see if we can try to go down the ice side and see if it's any different. I know the sign's kind of hard to read, but we're heading into Yeti Campground Kills. It's only a 55-minute wait right now, but we have express, so it should be pretty quick. So we just got out of Yeti Campground Kills. Super fun house. It's more of like a comedy house than a scary thing. Yes, there are jumps and scares and things like that, people jumping out at you, like giant Yetis, but like there are one-liners in there where like a lady that her husband has just been killed by a Yeti comes out and she's like, "You killed my Buford." I don't remember what his name was, but something like that, and she's swinging a cleaver around. It's like, you're gonna really attack this Yeti? Or they're Bigfoot, but Bigfoot's actually like copyrighted. The name Bigfoot is copyrighted, so they call them Yetis. There was also another scene where you are on the lake and somebody is drowned in the lake, but there's like a Yeti, a Bigfoot out there in the water, like jumping at you. Also, another lady kills a baby Yeti, and she has a giant stick, and she's like, "I killed this little one," and then a big one comes and takes her. Super fun things like that. Like, it was a fun, jokey joke type of house, and I can't wait to go through again the next time that we come. We have express, so we can only go throughout each house once with express. We can go stand in the standby queue, but those are like 115-minute waits like you saw for Stranger Things, whereas with express we're getting through kind of quick. So now we've done 5 houses. Now we're gonna go through and do some scare zones, and then we'll finish out the back half of the park with the rest of the houses, the last 5 houses. We'll see if we can get through all of them tonight. Originally we were thinking that Villain Con was gonna be open, Minion Blast. It is not. So we're assuming that maybe Illumination was like, please don't have any scary stuff in front of our brand new attraction. So we came back up to the front because it has dried out some, and I think the scare actors are gonna be out now. We're gonna start doing some scare zones. So we're now entering into Dr. Oddfellows.
Don't wait much longer.
So this is Dr. Oddfellows' collection of horrors. Oh, this is a bop right here. So this is where we're getting a preview of all the different characters that we might run into at the event. Does that guy have googly eyes on top of his head? Ooh, I like that. That was fun.
Well, good evening to you all. I'm sure you're here for a bit of power. I know you're here for a lot of fear. Tell me, what makes you so hesitant? Is it the fear? You know what's special about this evening?
What?
There's not a moon in sight! We will use this power for all kinds of festivities.
We're seeing some of the cases that were closed when we were here during the day and what they have inside of them. Just like props. Oh, look at this little mushroom guy. He's fun. Lots and lots of really interesting things to look at. Little clown dude. And then some spare clothes. And now we're heading into the Hollywood section for Dark Zodiac. And I already hear some chainsaws. Oh, I like this. It's hard to see what's happening. I feel like we're in like the Weeknd's music video. Oh, trying to figure out who everybody is. Oh my. Ooh. Well, this is fun and exciting. Oh, So this is tourists, right? I should also mention, like, this camera is making it lighter out here, but these guys with the chainsaws blend in to the background. Oh. Whoa, look at this. Scorpio. Also, these gigantic set pieces were not out here during the day. Oh, which way is forward? This is confusing. Oh, she's got so many arms. Goodness me. Pour some water into him. It kind of looks like a turtle. Oh, he's a crab. Okay, I like that. Coming right for me. So now Jungle of Doom is straight ahead of us, but if we go through there, then we're at the back of the park. So I want to do Vamp 69 first, kind of make a loop, and then come back and then go through Jungle of Doom. Before heading into Vamp 69, we stopped by Papanana for some water. But look at this Bob popcorn bucket that they have. How adorable is that? All right, and you got to admit, the soundtrack for Vamp 69, fantastic. It's like watching Forrest Gump all over again. Ooh, it's kind of hard to tell who's who. This is pretty great. Ooh. I feel like this is pretty great because, like, these guys blend in with the regular day guests or like with the regular park guests so well. We can't even really tell who's who until you see them a little bit closer and they got blood on their faces. I feel like I need a little bit more information about what's happening here. I feel pretty bad for this guy. Oh no, you got bit. That's not good. It's kind of a lot of mention.
Man. It's awful here. All the good bands are dead, man.
Oh no. Well, the Blood Slayers. Oh, he was just doing some cooking. Delicious, delicious. Oh no. All right, so originally we were gonna go back over and go through Jungle of Doom, which is kind of right there. But we figured we better make it circuitous. So we're going to go into Chucky over here. And then we'll go out there to Shipyard 32 and make our way back around this way, do those back 5 houses, and then come out and end the night with Jungle of Doom. All right, heading into Chucky Ultimate Kill Count, 75-minute wait. Let's see how it is. Couldn't really see this from the inside of the park, but here is the 75-minute standby queue that runs next to Fast and Furious for Chucky Ultimate Kill Count. And if you look, that back there, that's the Hogwarts Express track. So we just finished with Chucky Ultimate Kill Count. It was okay. It was a fun idea. The idea is that Universal made a Chucky house, and then they invited Chucky out to see it, and he said, "What's going on? You're not actually killing anybody." So he takes over the house, and this is his ultimate kill count. He's trying to kill everybody and everything. And like, it was neat to see they had like actual good guy dolls that were like animated. So it was like animatronics basically, or like puppets. So it was neat to see that, and they had other things where they were like on their back attacking them. I think I just missed a lot of the scares, but I liked it because it was fun. Like, it was a funny house to see, like, see somebody come running out and there's like a doll on their back. I'm like, ah, doll, you know? So, and also there were a bunch of buttons and switches in there. So I think there are some guest activated triggers in there. You just have to find them. I don't know which one it is or what it is. So, yeah. Oh, Dr. Oddfellow's whistle. Pretty cool. But yeah, it wasn't, like, I liked it. It was enjoyable, but pretty low on my list of like rankings right now. All right, up next, Shipyard 32 here in the San Francisco section of the park. Ah, okay, so it wasn't a projection, it was just a light inside of there. Very bright. So when we were trying to figure out what was going on here, I noticed that this was a bucket. Oh, it had a light in it. Whoa, whoa. She's trying to get out. Oh my. He came at me quick. Wow. Not me. This is fun and exciting. Alright, so even with Express, so far we've made it through 6 houses. I think we're gonna do just one more. It's almost midnight right now. The park is open until 2. I don't want to stay until 2 because I'm an old man and I'm very tired. But I think we have enough to do, like I have enough in me to do one more house and then one more scare zone, which is the last scare zone. So I think we're gonna pick Last of Us and then we'll go through Jungle of Doom scare zone and then we'll head out. It's been really fun. It's been a fun event. Alright, last house of the night. Last of Us. 80-minute wait right now. All right, we're headed to Last of Us. It's been quite a trek. Like, this is the parade building and it is very far away from the actual park. So, you can kind of see Men in, I guess it's not that far. Men in Black's right there. And so we had to walk all the way back here to get to it. Pretty darn excited for this one. All right, so we just got out of Last of Us. Man, that was a fantastic house. Like, they followed, and we haven't played the game, we just watched the show, but it kind of followed the show a little bit too, because I had seen the show, I could sort of understand what was happening in the house. But it does follow the video game, but it was neat to see Joel and Ellie, and like, you got to see clickers, you got to see bloaters, you got to see regular old cordyceps people, infected people. It was really neat to see everything that was going on. The only thing that I didn't really notice was a lot of Fedra stuff. Like when we're out here in the park and they have all the food items, those are all in Fedra locations. I didn't see any Fedra stuff or like Firefly emblems or anything like that in the house. And that could have been because we were going through quick and I just didn't see it right away. But I don't know, it was fun and it was interesting to see the way that they did it. Got scared a few times too. So I think right now my rank is Stranger Things #1 and Last of Us #2. All right, it is going on 1 o'clock in the morning, but we figured we might as well end the night out before the last scare zone with some pizza fries. Ooh, looks like this year you can get vegan pizza fries. And there they are, our pizza fries. They're basically crinkle cut french fries with marinara, cheese, pepperoni, and sausage with a little bit of Italian seasoning on there too. Now normally I would like to go through the other direction for this scare zone. Oh, by the way, those pizza fries were delicious, but now we're heading into Jungle of Doom. And I would normally like to head in the other direction through this scare zone, but it's the end of the night and everybody's making their way out of the park, so we're headed this way. Oh, it's like a chicken. Batties up in the trees. I like this idea of having some bats and just like some red lights replicating their eyes. Oh my goodness. 10? Hey. Not bad, how are you? I like that guy's head. Oh, that's exciting. I know, I like them too, they're fun. His odd color symbol. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh. Oh, I like that. Oh, as we're leaving, it looks like it's dried out enough that they've brought out some very, very tall scare actors. Also, I feel like the entrance music, like the music up here at the front of the park, it's like bopping. Ooh. So there you have it. That was our first night at Halloween Horror Nights 2023 opening night. It was a fantastic night. Had a really good time. We enjoyed the food that we had. The hot dog, I mean, I enjoyed eating it because it was unique, but it didn't taste very good. Like the bubblegum mustard was real gross. But everything else that we had was delicious. That twisted tater was very good. And then all the houses were good. Like I enjoyed going through all of them. Chucky was down on my list for sure. It was like my least favorite of the night. And then my most favorite was Stranger Things and Last of Us. Those were fantastic. Like if you're a fan of those franchises, I think that you will enjoy this event. Something else that I want to mention is a friend of mine is here with me and he's like, hey, like I liked Last of Us even though I didn't know the source material. And I was thinking that same thing about Exorcist. Exorcist was a good house and I feel like I was a little bit too hard on it earlier in the video. So I want to try it again. Next time I come back, I'm going to try Exorcist again and just see if I like it any better. I am also excited to come back and try one more time with less of a wait, hopefully. Like maybe the lines will be sorted out a little bit more, because that was something that sort of affected my house rankings, was the amount of time that I spent in line too. So all in all, it was a fantastic day. Oh, I also wanted to say thank you to everybody that came up and said hello to me today, and everybody that gave me a friendship bracelet today. Fantastic. It was the most enjoyable collecting friendship bracelets. Jen and I are planning on making some for the next time that we come out, so that if you see us, we can hand some out to everybody, or trade, because that's what a lot of people are doing, is they're trading friendship bracelets. These were all just ones that I was like, I don't have any to trade because these are just ones that people gave to me and I didn't want to give them away. So if you're coming to Halloween Horror Nights, that is something that some of the Halloween Horror Nights fans are doing, is they are trading friendship bracelets, or they are giving out friendship bracelets. A lot of fun. They've all been made by them, like everybody made them themselves, and it was like a big like hype up to the event of making friendship bracelets to have for opening night. So all in all, it was a fantastic day. Really enjoyed the food, really enjoyed the houses. The scare zones were fantastic. And with that being said, we are off. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Hi, my name's Brandon. I'm from Lakeland, Florida, and now it's time to pay the price.